Hello everyone. Just want to do a quick video update with basically a rundown of what this car is and why I'm doing what I'm doing, and kind of to get everything in a succinct package so that anybody following along with this understand what's going on. So this is my 86 Monte Carlo SS. I bought it probably oh gosh, 7 or 8 years ago. I bought it as a project because I've got my nice Corvette that my wife doesn't want me to do anything to, so that's bone stock. And I wanted something to play with, so I bought this Monte Carlo. And I pulled out the existing 5-liter high output. Was not much of an engine, 305 cubic inches, didn't put out squat for power, didn't go very good. And the first thing I did was drop in a 5.3, a late model 5.3 liter LS V8, and I put a 70 millimeter turbo on it, and that turbo made a lot of power on that motor. It was a heck of a lot of fun. Smoked the existing 204R transmission and the existing 7.5 inch rear end. So to rectify that, I put a 4L80E out of a Suburban into it with a shift kit, and a Ford 8.8 rear end out of a 2000 Mustang, posi traction, disc brake, and started playing with it some more and enjoying it. It made a lot of power. I used the heck out of it, and then I parked it. I kind of lost interest about, I guess it was around 2014. And the car just sat and collected dust and didn't do much until, I guess it was last winter, I decided I wanted to take the car on the Hot Rod Power Tour, which is a road trip for vintage cars, or any car really, any kind of hot rod type of car, where you just road trip basically every day with a bunch of other car enthusiasts. And you do 7 days of driving with a different venue each day. And just before it was time for me to leave on that trip, I got slated to go to a school for the Air Force, or the Air Guard. I'm a full-time Air Guard guy. And I was not able to make that trip. So I had done a whole bunch of work to the car. I'd replaced the engine, put a new torque converter in, did a complete new engine management system. It's a great system made by Holley. It's called the Terminator X Max. And it controls the engine and transmission, and it's relatively inexpensive, and it works really well. So I came back from the tech school. The car was all ready to go. I've been playing with it a little bit since then. It goes great. It's a heck of a lot of fun. Not quite as much fun as when it was turboed. With the turbo in there and the tremendous amount of horsepower it made, it was a lot of fun. Quite scary because it doesn't handle very well or stop very well, but boy, it goes fast in a straight line. But even with the basically stock 5.3 with an LS1 intake and a fairly sizable cam, it's still a ton of fun. It's very responsive. It's snappy. It sounds great. Geez, this thing sounds like a stock car. I just put some new mufflers on that are quite a bit quieter than the ones I originally had on it. But the car runs great. It stays cool. Transmission works perfectly, and aside from its handling quirks, it's quite a fun car to drive. So I think next winter will be suspension rebuild, maybe some different wheels and tires, and after that it's going to be time to start thinking about paint, because the car deserves it. It's tired. It looks every bit of its 33 years of age, and kind of like to keep it going for a bit. So we'll see what happens, but let's listen to her fire off, because it really does sound nice. great. Hard to believe that's a high mileage boneyard pullout, but boy does she run well and pull hard. So as always, more to come. Stay tuned.